That's like what's actually out in the world because of people creating hate. It's not just a tabloid. It's not just some story. You are making me scared.
Meghan Markle doesn't need villains. Cameras do the work just fine.
People of this evil bullshit caliber do not have a place on this world.
Because when you rewind the footage, slow it down, and remove the fairy tale music, something awkward keeps showing up. Not scandals, not meltdowns, moments. Tiny, uncomfortable moments where the smile stays frozen, the posture shifts, and the people around her suddenly look managed.
Like, I tried so hard.
The conversation was light, jokes, familiar banter, nothing sharp, until it was. During a public exchange, Mindy Kaling casually referenced Meghan by her maiden name.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box.
The correction came immediately. Not playful, not gentle. It's Sussex now.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle, you know I'm Sussex now.
The tone landed heavier than the words themselves. What made it ripple wasn't the clarification.
You have kids, and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name.
People change names. Titles matter in certain circles. It was the delivery, precise, firm, public, the kind that resets the power dynamic in a room without raising a voice. Laughter hesitated before continuing.
My name is Meghan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Kaling.
For viewers, the moment crystallized something they'd been sensing all along. Names aren't just identifiers, they're signals. And correcting someone in real time signals how seriously status is held.
I don't think Meghan Markle really has any friends.
No, she doesn't. And she is the most insecure person I have seen in the public eye in a long time.
Even among friends, it wasn't a blow-up. It didn't derail the conversation, but it closed the loop. After watching everything else, this felt less like a correction and more like a confirmation.
And I began to really feel sympathy for Mindy Kaling because she was doing such a heavy lift.
Yeah.
Because I could just authentically be myself without so much preparedness.
Charity polo matches move fast, photos even faster. When the trophies came out, the scene should have been simple. Winners front and center, organizers nearby, smiles all around. But during the Royal Salute Polo Challenge, attention drifted to something else. The charity chairwoman, originally positioned for the presentation, was gently moved aside, not announced, not explained, just shifted.
I want to show you what happened on stage, because it's not Dr. Sophie Chandoka who causes an issue, it is Meghan Markle.
You keep saying Meghan Markle, you know I'm Sussex now.
Meghan, off.
Meghan stepped into the center as cameras locked in. The moment rebalanced instantly. What had been about fundraising and recognition became visually streamlined around one person. The chairwoman didn't protest. She smiled and adjusted, because that's what protocol demands when no one wants to cause friction.
Thank you very much, Andrew Tucker, for putting on such a great day here at Polo Club. Again, a big thank you to all those who provided horses.
Still, viewers noticed, because charity optics are sensitive. When the face of the cause moves out of frame, people ask why, not angrily, curiously. The photo told a different story than the event itself. No words were exchanged, no scene was made, just a quiet rearrangement that spoke louder once the pictures hit the internet.
You know, why not just let the lady stand where she wanted to stand? Is that so bad? Because Meghan is always trying to control the narrative.
It was supposed to be a feel-good photo. Soft smiles, community energy, a look how relatable this is moment, frozen in time. But the Mothers to Mothers visit didn't land the way the image suggested, because just before the camera clicked, several women were asked to sit on the floor. Not for tradition, not for comfort, for the shot. In many cultures, sitting on the floor isn't casual. It signals hierarchy, respect, sometimes even submission.
We have one here. We can all sit down here. We can all sit down. We're going to get on the floor. Come on,
And while Meghan remained elevated, the contrast was impossible to ignore. The smile stayed, but the body language shifted. Shoulders stiffened, the warmth drained quietly from the room. What looked natural on Instagram felt awkward in real life. No one raised their voice. No one refused. That's what made it uncomfortable. The moment relied on compliance, not connection. And once the photo was taken, the energy didn't bounce back. It just moved on, leaving viewers to wonder why a moment meant to uplift felt carefully arranged instead. It wasn't cruel. It wasn't explosive. It was controlled. And that's exactly why people replay it. It lasted barely a heartbeat. Meghan was mid-conversation when her mother, Doria, leaned in and spoke. For a split second, the expression changed. The smile didn't disappear, but it tightened. The eyes hardened just enough to register. Then it was gone. The camera caught it anyway. On its own, the glance meant nothing. People react, faces shift, but viewers froze the frame because of context. Public events thrive on seamless warmth, especially family moments meant to signal closeness. That flicker broke the illusion. It suggested irritation where the audience expected ease. What made it noticeable wasn't drama, it was restraint. The reaction was controlled, corrected instantly, and replaced with composure. That kind of adjustment doesn't come from accident, it comes from awareness. Most people would have missed it live, but replay culture doesn't miss anything. And once slowed down, the moment felt less like a slip and more like a reveal.
And he knelt next to my seat and he took his hat off. And I just remember looking at him, he goes, "We appreciate everything you did for our country."
You're a lying scumbag piece of shit.
Wimbledon is usually one of the most relaxed royal settings. Fans snap photos, celebrities blend in, the atmosphere stays open. That's why the day Meghan attended felt different. Sections around her were cleared. Spectators were reportedly told not to take pictures. Security enforced the rules with unusual firmness, turning a public sporting event into a guarded bubble. What stood out wasn't the protection itself. Royals received security. That's expected. It was the contrast. Rows of empty seats at one of the hardest events to attend, while paying fans were redirected or warned.
You mentioned privilege. My husband has always said, with great privilege comes great responsibility.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
The match continued, but the mood shifted. People noticed who wasn't allowed to be there anymore. Online reactions split fast. Some defended the need for privacy. Others questioned why visibility was restricted in a space built on shared experience. Wimbledon thrives on accessibility, and that day, it felt selectively suspended. Nothing explosive happened. No confrontation went viral. Just a subtle closing off that lingered longer than the match itself. And by now, viewers weren't just watching Meghan, they were watching how environments changed around her.
Because the British tabloids will destroy your life. And I very naively, I'm American, we don't have that there. We don't have that there.
Fashion shows reward attention, but they also punish it when it slips. During Paris Fashion Week, a model stumbled on the runway. It wasn't dramatic, just a misstep, the kind professionals recover from in seconds. But from the audience, a reaction cut through.
Did you see this moment right here? It was almost as cringe.
Meghan laughed audibly. At first, it seemed like a reflex. People laugh when surprised, but when the room didn't follow, the reaction lingered. Others stayed composed, eyes forward. The contrast grew heavier by the second. What might have passed unnoticed instead became isolated.
She thinks something is funny. It clearly isn't. Turns to Marcus Anderson, her gay BFF who's behind all of this, wanting him to join in. He's like, no way, just turn around, behave. I've got this gig for you, you stupid woman, just behave. And then she's furious.
Then came irritation, not loud, not verbal, just a visible shift when the laughter wasn't shared. The moment snapped shut quickly, but the damage was done. Runway etiquette is unforgiving. When the focus is meant to stay on the model, any response that redirects attention feels amplified. It wasn't cruel by intention, it was human. But in high fashion spaces, humanity without restraint becomes spectacle. And the clip didn't fade quietly.
Finally, Meghan Markle turns up at Paris Fashion Week, fancying herself to be kind of budget Angelina Jolie.
Wow.
But without the talent or the tits or the teeth. I mean, I think she fancies herself to be a bit of a catwalk model, more like an aged pussy. Woof. On the prowl, looking for its next.
The room was quiet for a reason. A woman was sharing her HIV story. Not rehearsed, not polished, just raw honesty. These are the moments charity events are actually about. The kind you don't interrupt because there's nothing to improve.
Just another appallingly tone-deaf action.
And yet, midway through her words, the atmosphere shifted. Not loudly, not dramatic, just enough to feel it. Attention drifted, bodies angled, eyes searched for cameras instead of the speaker. What should have been a moment of listening turned into a moment of positioning. The woman kept talking, but the weight of her story suddenly felt secondary. Not dismissed, just deprioritized.
It's really quite sad.
Who does this? Who behaves like this?
That's what unsettled viewers later. Not what was said, but what happened around it. The way empathy seemed to pause while optics quietly took over. When the focus moves during a confession, people notice, especially when the person speaking has nothing to gain from being heard except dignity. No one stopped the story. No one was rude out loud, but the room knew. And once the clip resurfaced, so did the question people couldn't shake. If a moment like that can be redirected, what can't?
And also looking around and wondering, how on earth did I get here?
Award shows run on choreography. Everyone knows their mark. Everyone knows when to step forward and when to stay seated. That's why the British Fashion Awards moment caught people off guard. Meghan wasn't scheduled to present. She wasn't announced. And yet, there she was, suddenly on stage, center frame, delivering remarks no one expected.
While I'm here with my husband as a member of the royal family, I want you to know that for me, I am here with you as a mother, as a wife, as a woman of color, and as your sister.
The audience clapped because that's what audiences do. But the confusion was visible. A planned celebration quietly rerouted into something else. The spotlight shifted, not by invitation, but by momentum. And once she took it, the moment was no longer about the designers being honored. It became about the interruption itself. What unsettled critics wasn't the speech, it was the timing.
Well, interesting. What I learned about myself is no matter what my name is, or what people call me, I'm still the same person.
Meghan, off.
The ease with which protocol bent without explanation. In environments built on structure, unplanned authority stands out, especially when no one seems empowered to question it in real time. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't disruptive enough to stop the show, but it lingered. Another instance where the camera followed and the room adjusted.
Then I think it's very easy to just live with truth and live with authenticity, and that's how I choose to move through the world.
The Invictus games are dead, and Harry and Meghan killed them. She is completely stealing the show. Her fashion displays, her PDA with Harry, it's insanely bad. And I have no doubt at this point, it's done. It's gonna die a slow and painful death.
The Invictus games are built on visibility for a reason. Every step, every formation, every entrance is meant to center wounded veterans, their resilience, not anyone else's presence. That's why the walking order mattered. As the group moved forward, Meghan walked ahead, smiling confidently, while injured veterans followed behind her. Nothing about it was chaotic. No one tripped, no one objected. But symbolism doesn't need noise to land. In events like this, position communicates priority. Leaders usually walk alongside or behind those being honored, not in front. And once the footage circulated, viewers began asking why the focus shifted away from the very people the event was meant to spotlight. Supporters argued it was unintentional. Critics pointed out how often unintentional moments place her at the front of the frame. The veterans kept pace, composed and dignified, while the visual told a story no one addressed out loud. It wasn't disrespectful by rule. It was uncomfortable by optics. And by now, people weren't watching the walk, they were watching the order.
Looking at the videos and everything, you couldn't help but notice that the crowd sizes are really, really small. If you look at it like the initial video of Harry doing the closing ceremony in 2014, there was a huge crowd. People were so excited. He got to read off a note from his grandmother. It was just a very, very exciting moment, an exciting event. People were thrilled to be there and so excited. I think the same feeling was felt in 2016 in Orlando, of course, and then you have 2017 in Toronto.
This is gross and grim and deranged on every level.
The Canadian national anthem began, and the room settled into stillness. The singer stood alone, delivering the performance with visible focus. This wasn't background music. It was a moment of respect. Cameras panned the audience, as they always do, searching for reactions that matched the tone. Meghan was smiling. Not politely, not briefly. She appeared amused, exchanging looks and soft expressions. While the anthem continued, for some viewers, it read as warmth. For others, it felt misaligned, especially once it emerged that the singer was autistic, making the performance even more significant to many watching. Reactions online split quickly. Defenders said she was simply being expressive. Critics argued that solemn moments carry expectations, whether written or not. Anthems aren't casual interludes. They ask for restraint. No one confronted her. The song finished. Applause followed. But the clip kept circulating, because tone isn't judged in the moment, it's judged in replay.
But I have to just say, anyone who has doubted me over the past decade about this evil woman now needs to eat some humble pie.
It was really important to me. I remember where I come from.
By the end of all this, the question isn't whether any single moment was intentional. That's too easy. The real question is why the same tension keeps surfacing in completely different rooms, cultures and settings, different people, same outcome, a subtle shift, a quiet recalibration, someone else stepping back so the frame can hold. Patterns don't demand agreement. They invite awareness. And once awareness pause clicks in, the footage starts to feel different. Not louder, clearer, because the camera doesn't argue, it just records. If this made you look twice, the next video goes even further. It breaks down the moments where public spaces themselves pushed back, where access was cut short, invitations ended abruptly, and situations changed in real time with cameras still rolling. One of those moments stunned even longtime watchers. That video is waiting for you right now. This is Star Spotlight, where the shine fades and the details tell the truth.